Good evening. Warm welcome to the session. Yesterday, this session was supposed to happen due to some technical issue. It couldn't happen. So today we are continuing with the same topic. The topic is supply chain excellence. Many of the organization have a separate function for improving the performance of the supply chain. Possibly they are called in a traditional industry as a improvement team, or in some organization re-engineering team, or in some lean organization it could be a kaizen team. Like that, there can be a different name for any improvement activity. Some organization they also call transformation activity. So let us understand whether is it a separate function, or as an individual you are expected to do improvement in your work, or you are expecting someone else to come and guide how to perform better your work. Okay, traditionally we had support from other functions who will come and investigate or support how to improve the performance of our either individual work or a particular activity or even a departmental activity. But now the expectation from the management is you have to find out what are the problem areas, and you should show some improvement maybe every quarter or every year compared to the previous quarter or previous year. That's how supply chain is going to survive and show a improvement over a period. So from a separate function, now it has come to the individual. You should be a transformationist, okay, or you need to do all the improvement by yourself. So you should know what are the tools or the skill set required, and this is the expectation from most of the employees in the current days. So let me attach a screen and take you through the skill set requirement, what is expected from the current employers. So the topic for the day is supply chain excellence. It could be individual performance like you, or it could be the performance of the entire supply chain, depending upon what level you are in the organization. Okay, so in this session, we are going to see what are the skills required. Of course, each of the skill we are going to see or already seen in previous videos. Let us first understand, if you say you want to improve the performance of your given task or even the supply chain performance, what are the skill set required? One basic thing, there are three things required. First, we will take the topic of supply chain knowledge. Okay, possibly if you are at a entry level or pressure seeking for the job, of course you need to have supply chain domain knowledge. Maybe some people will say they have already experience. I am working in the supply chain domain for 5 years, 10 years, it is fine. So possibly you would have understood how the supply chain is performing, also noticed some of the problem existing, possibly from the key performance indicator given to you, or from customer complaint or competitor activity. You should be knowing the problem areas, but for that you either need the experience in the area or education. As far as education is concerned, in India we don't have a formal education in supply chain and logistic, and maybe some few universities or colleges provide some basic fundamental education which cannot be compared to any global level. So in India, probably this knowledge comes through experience. So pressures have a problem here. Or if you have any global certification, it is fine. Don't go for a local certificate or those provided even by IIM, IIT. They are not comprehensive. Possibly you can showcase a certificate saying that I am from IIT or IIM, but those knowledge area may not be sufficient for this kind of activity. Okay, also you are expected to have some insight into what are the metrics used in the supply chain. For example, inventory means you should know how inventory is measured, what are the benchmarking figures, Are you ahead or are you lagging behind? Like that, each of the subdomain in the supply chain needs to have the knowledge. Otherwise, what improvement you are going to do? You need to know the current status so that you can come with the improvement proposal. Okay, second is the analytical skill. Okay, the first domain is the knowledge or experience in the supply chain domain area. For the transformation or excellent skill, you need second activity or a skill set. Out of total three skills required is analytical skill. Okay, possibly if you are working in a manufacturing or you have experience of 15 or 20 years experience, we used to do some brainstorming, use some lean tools, but in any case you need a basic IQ whenever you want to analyze certain things. Basic IQ, if you go back 1 or 2 decades back, we were not using Excel or any spreadsheet to analyze the data. Though we were having large amount of data, but possibly freshers or newcomers, they were happy to do some basic analysis using Excel. Of course, in the lean, we had many tools like root cause analysis or Ichikawa diagram or fishbone diagram or brainstorming, SIPOC, lean. So we add all these tools, but the contribution of data is not much. So in those time, because it was not expected from the team to do handle a large data, do a complicated analysis and come to a conclusion. It was more like a cross functional team to improve the things, and they usually it is based on their qualitative judgment or intuition. The problem areas were identified and the root cause were identified, but those were fine when the data was limited, and people were not expected to have detailed analytical knowledge. Okay, but now things have changed. The not only the volume of data has increased, but also the expectation is you need to do a detailed analysis of the data. And possibly the spreadsheet at a basic level may help you if you are trying to use an advanced tool, for example solver or what if analysis or similar such a statistical tool. What is available in the basic Excel, it is fine. But when the volumes of data is more, for example, if you are working in any e-commerce company, the volume of data is huge. Okay, they will handle millions of transactions per day or per week, and Excel cannot and go to the advanced level, possibly using data science or machine learning. So with this, what happens? You are able to identify the problem area when you have a huge data, which we were not exploiting a few decades back. Now, the power of data can be utilized by knowing the supply chain analytics or data science or machine learning, by which you are able to analyze in a large volume of data and come to a conclusion that there is a problem in this area, maybe a picking area in a warehouse or inventory turnover. Possibly you have high volume of non-moving materials, or you are ordering quantity is more. You are able to analyze by using any of this tool set. But once again, this is not going to finally solve your problem. This is where implementation comes into picture. Okay, what does implementation means? So now you have made analysis, you have the supply chain knowledge, so you have to take up these improvement areas or problem areas into either a small event. Okay, in Kaizen we call it as a Kaizen event, or if it's a huge activity, we call that as a blitz. Kaizen blitz, this is one of the tool. And also, if it is a big project involving multifunction cross functional team, and it is going to take several weeks or months involving some investment, possibly you are introducing a new software tool or software solution, or you are doing a rapid transformation. Assume a case of currently you are giving a lead time to your current customer at 2 weeks. Now you are taking a transformation to deliver the product within the next day. Okay, in such a cases you are trying to reduce lead time from 2 weeks to 1 day, and it is not a small project, and it has to be a big project. It involves technology, maybe a cross functional activity, and a big event. In such case you need to also have the knowledge of project management, and whenever you handle such a huge project, change management also comes into picture, because people are used to what they have been doing, irrespective of market demands or changing competitive environment. They don't want to change. That could be one of the reason why the churning keep happening, and especially in the mid career level, churning keeps happening. Either employees are not satisfied with the current employees, or employees themselves are not able to and satisfy their employees. So you there is one more tool called execution excellence. How you need to execute, of course, in the implementation and the execution, when you have the root cause, the analysis is available. You need, based on your supply chain knowledges, of course you are going to utilize your knowledge to implement. If you need to reduce the lead time, you need to study the value stream mapping, find out which are the areas where you can reduce the time, what are the activities which are value added and what are not value added, and then come to a conclusion. Okay, now these things earlier was performed by a separate function called a excellence or improvement or transformation function, but now in the current day environment, they expect the individual to perform this activity and show performance, okay, show improvement compared to last quarter, how we are doing things better, compared to last year, how we are doing things better. Either it can be in terms of reduction in lead time, how speed you are performing your own activity, or how you are improving the quality of activity. So this could be a additional area which you can focus, not only having knowledge or analytical skill, but also implementation, especially if you are in the mid or senior level. You need to have the excellence knowledge, which means combination of domain knowledge or work experience, analytical skill. Of course, here we are not talking about 2 decades back sitting and brainstorming without much of a data, but now you need to have analysis from the data. Then third comes implementation. How do you manage? So if you have all the skills, then you are going to either get us succeed in the current job or get a better job quickly. Okay, if any one of you have any doubts or clarification on this topic, you are always welcome to ping to this WhatsApp number, fix up time. You can either talk to me or my team on any of the requirement. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye. Meanwhile, anyone of you watching live, if you have any queries, you can also send a query even offline to either LinkedIn Live or YouTube Live, so that we can respond. Thanks again. Bye.